All right. I'm checking to see if I got audio. Make sure everything sounds good. Give myself a couple seconds here. Come on, so I can hear myself. All right, today we're gonna be watching Genshin. All right. We're gonna be watching the Genshin Impact special. That's gonna be live here in a few minutes on twitch.tv/. Genshin Impact official should be live here any moment or any minute now. We're gonna be discussing what is going on with it and whether or not it's gonna be shit or not. I have a high hopes for this game. I think it's gonna be good, but some of the patches have outstanding events going on with it. A lot of side stories, a lot of little small mini games you want to call them. They're not always bangers, but they're definitely good enough to give you some something to do between now and the next patch. I know a lot of people probably already done with the last patch with the Dendro arc and all of its what's going on with it right now. And they're probably all just waiting like am, but I'm leveling characters, so I'm okay with this. But um, there is a lot of things that we're all also wondering, like what is with the Dendro God? Will there be, would that God bring anything new to the game other than just a new skin on a new, technically not new, on uh, a reuse assets of there being the air avatar abilities. I'm forgetting. I'm drawing a blank right now what the heck that is called. It's called air in the game, but I know it's named something different. But yeah. So what is he be bringing to the thing? Is he bringing any weapons? Is he bringing any new, really anything interesting to the formula? Will he be a new kind of meta character, or will he just be another character to throw in a pile of mini characters you already have? And of course, the question is how he survived. Is he still the same guy he was beforehand? A lot of questions I kind of want to have. But the page set up here because I'm gonna have this be on here. Let's see. Um, do we do yeah, this do display. This do display. And this we're going to measure it a little bit here. Put it right in the middle. Because I don't want to put myself in the either. Oh yeah, that's why. Okay, let's do that. There's the chat. It. That's good enough. Me and my perfectionist just want to just make it just go with go with that. Let's stay with that. It's good enough. All right. Um so yeah, what's the deal with the old doll of the Rat Shogun? How he survived? Why is he now good? And why is he now instead of being Electro, he's now gonna be Win? I'm kind of curious about that and why did the god of Win from Mondstadt actually give him a vision to match that? How did he maybe get a hold of that? Did the Dendro god was like so smart in her ways and her wisdom, she was able to like give him a new vision to replace his old one. It's kind of confusing. I thought we kind of killed them because it definitely made it to be like, hey, old boy's dead, but it doesn't seem like he is. Seem like he is sticking around, and he has like this. I just refreshed the page real quick here. This artwork right here, which looks great, it does look great, but I just, I don't know. I'm hopeful that someday new body types will come out, new weapon types will come out. Of course, that's my standard of two wishes. Something to spice up a little bit different. Um, but to me, I would say this on Twitter: if this guy can become a after he got done beating his ass, become a playable character, what about Senora? Because a lot of people still think she's alive, and there's a lot of theories out there that I would say good writing would could easily make her a playable character. She just there's so many ways you can. Of course, it's Genshin Impact, right? You they own the game, so they can change the story however they want to, make any excuse they want to make up for a reason for her to be a playable character. Why can they not do it for her as they're doing it for this guy? I don't quite understand. Easy to do him, but not Senora. I I find that a little hard to believe. Seeing that the fact that the story behind the Scarlet Witch seems to be a little bit more uh feel plausible. There we go, better word. And pretty sleepy though. All right, so we could just play some Genshin Impact, waiting for it. But last time, I I stepped away from this loading screen, waiting for it to pop up. I was like, I forget what I was doing. I was playing something in the game, and it just went live early, and it doesn't really like have like a waiting screen, right? Like I do, right? They don't start up a waiting screen and say, starting in blank minute. Um, like I would normally. I don't give a minute anymore, but some idea of like, hey, just be ready. It's gonna start. And last time I just started out of nowhere. It wasn't like right on time. It wasn't perfect to the minute. And I don't want to be sitting here the entire time waiting on the screen to actually start going. So I'm gonna pop up, get you impact a little bit, and I'm gonna assume that's gonna start in like 13 minutes. Just gonna assume that. I hate to be assumption kind of person here. Careful Dreamland. What is this? This is like a little any get in browser thing. Let's see what this is about. Maybe do this while we're waiting. Is this a dream? What did I? Oh, Gremlin, you turned into a golden or an Anara. Dream? At night, reflect thoughts during the day. I've been thinking a lot about the Orinara lately, and the festival used the it doesn't matter if it is a dream, if it's about R and R and R, it must be a good dream. But I don't see any R and R around. With the way we look now, the R and R definitely won't recognize us. This is such a great opportunity to get some cooking training done, like real Aranara. At a point, there's a wide open space here. We can practice cooking without worries that someone will wake or will walk by, okay? Yep, Paimon wants a real big pot and some sweet berry juice. Alright? Let's get some building materials and build some proper cooking facilities. The Arnara are bound to join us for the supreme delicacy. For the supreme delicacy. Here we go. Facilities incomplete. That was what I'm gonna do. Complete 2 daily commissions each day. 40 is a 40 residents daily. Okay, so log in to the game daily. 5 dishes daily. Okay. let's check out the Dreamland. Okay, let's go to this. Let's go right here. This discussion. Play. All right. Don't need SGO there. Let's make sure this is nothing shady starting here. All right. Just making sure. Last time it just started way too early. All right, let's see. Cooking dailies, present, commission, log in the game. Okay, so I'll get to that when I'm done with this era thing here. Okay, so we do got a little bit to go for buildings. Let's see how many we get total. Okay. 95. 105 or so. Or somewhat like 110. 110 pretty much him. My math is right. Could be wrong. That could be wrong. What is this? What I'm gonna do is a little okay, outfit. I gotta buy a lower half then. So how do I buy the lower half outfit? Dressing room. Okay, here's the lower part right here. I don't have to buy the lower part yet. It doesn't really matter. Okay. I'm gonna buy clothes to this little guy too. Or do I already have to? I don't really know if I can even or actually collecting the clothes. I'm gonna turn that off. Keep an eye on this. Okay, so a mini game that they got going in the browser. So anyway, get you some free Primo gems outside of Genshin Impact by doing stuff in Genshin Impact. You probably already be doing already as it is. You would already be doing. So just get in here, collect your daily stuff, and then with those daily items, you'll be able to unlock more Primo gems in the game to help you get a new character. Now, there's not enough here. I don't think there is, even with the one we just did. I don't think there is to actually buy you one whole wish. I don't know how many the first one was. I didn't pay attention to it, so I don't think it was a 20. It's probably another 15, so it's probably around my 125 Primo gems, maybe close enough for a one pool. But for some people, that's not enough. I know it isn't. I know it isn't. Some people are greedy. Chat is just going bonkers, but they won't turn on words. The Twitch's Genshin Impact official page. They will not turn on or allow people to say stuff in the chat because they know if they do, there's gonna be some people that are gonna be like giving their opinion unfiltered and uncensored. That's gonna be for sure. I'm gonna see something here real quick. Just want to see.
Oh, he loves.
Uh-huh. Yep. Just as always, these big name streamers that are just waiting for the game the patch to or the event to start so they can shit all over the game that they supposedly love so much. I absolutely love seeing that there's just some streamers that still just won't let go of this game. They know it's good, but the problem is it's not the good that they want. They want to cater it to them and not to anyone else. And I'm not trying to say Genshin hasn't had faults or hadn't had some fuck ups or couldn't do better, which they damn well could do better. Let's be honest here, anybody can do better. You could take something that's good and make it better if you wanted to. Um, and you could make it great, but it's still a good game. You can't deny for what it is, or there wouldn't be such a large following behind it. And I'm not saying that because I was once sponsored by them. I was sponsored by them. Not no more. It was okay. It was a sponsored deal. All right. Okay, so we got like another 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. I don't think anybody's in the chat. No. Okay. Just making sure that I'm not missing anything that someone might be saying. All right, so my speculations, my things of this event is going to be pretty simple. Two new characters. This is pretty much going to we already know thanks to all the freaking leakers out there. They're probably going to go through the story of how he's turned into a good guy now. That story will come about some sort of way reason he would be a good guy now. Let's see. I think that they might have some preludes in the next patch, probably some side stories. We might actually get like one thing about our brother, but that's not going to be very much. I'm expecting a bunch of mini games, expecting the card game to start, which I am actually looking forward to the card game. Normally, I don't like card games to get in video games, but sure, let's try it out. I'm down for it right now. Something different. Though I would wish they would keep the mushroom battling in the game. That was a good mechanic that could last the test time if they were to actually put any work into it. Um, I don't think any new zones that come out of this. They'll probably use the same zones already out. Why would they change it up a little bit here? I think that they're gonna be probably see just focusing on whether or not they get enough sales of new characters before they worry about getting the next thing out here. I don't really expect a lot of this patch. There's just if there is something new or something spectacular come out. They did a great job hiding it. If they did anything new and spectacular, which I would love it, if they just surprise me and go, "Hey, oh, you didn't get, yeah, I got at least the two characters. Yeah, so what? We kind of did it ourselves, but here's something that you didn't know about. Bam, it's in your face. I'm down for that. If they did a good job at doing it, but sometimes leaks are, I think sometimes leaks are on purpose because they know either A, they want to get in front of get ahead of actual leaks, or B, they know it'll get people talking about the game. They know it'll get people hyped about it. And it would be hyped if they actually kept something hidden and away from us. So when they actually show it, it's gonna be pretty big. Okay. Just waiting this countdown just killing me. It's not actually countdown on the screen, and I'm just waiting for it to release. I would be surprised if like a new merchandise, new figurines, new ticket sales, new records, some kind of way of to get some sales in this day and check the notification. The voice actors are probably cringy. Let's be real here. It's always cringy with the voice actors. Reading from obvious script. I would like them to just go off key and off note and just start talking about some stuff, but they probably won't. Um, see, I don't really have it to be excited for. At least last patch, there was the Digital Part 2 storyline that I was actually hyped for because I wanted more story of what was going on. Um, that was nice. It was great. The pet thing was nice too, but this that one was a little bit more of a personal enjoyment. But they released something that would maybe be for in-game viewers. I'm sure a lot of people would be happy about that. Those who actually spend a lot of money in this game and blew through all the content, they need something to keep their little thumbs occupied, rather than just take the game through the pace it's supposed to be taken through and take it for what it is and how long it should take you naturally by just playing the game. And if you want to support it, $5 here and there, sure, but not to go buy you a whole year's or go buy a PlayStation 5 for the price of one character, plus maybe the weapon, if you're lucky. So I don't feel bad for those who don't get that, but I still have plenty of stuff to do in the game, thanks to my way of supporting the game, but yet still enjoying the game at a nice steady pace. I don't want to burn out on it and play it you know, every single day and waking moment. I like to go out and feel like I'm going out to the world. Hell, I was out in Mondstadt near the Wolf Zone, and I found a treasure over there, and I'm like, how did I not see that? I've been playing this game for over 2 years now. I just not found that treasure chest. That's feels good. I don't know if they maybe like re-put it there or they put it in one patch and like, oh, sneaky little treasure here. Bing, right up in the corner somewhere. Didn't know it's there before because it wasn't. I don't know if they did that or not. But it was definitely nice to be able to go out in the world and still find something new. Hey, here we go, here we go. Commercial. Great. I love it. Love commercials. That's sarcasm.
Okay. Can anyone tell me what Julie did wrong there?
You gotta repeat the number. I mean, no one's ever gonna get it the first time.
Nope.
Genshin Impact. Turn off your commercials. You're not streaming as much as everybody else does. Why would you have commercials on? If anything, do a timer setup thing so when it comes to 8 o'clock or 5 o'clock every time you get to go live,
Dottore.
it'll be on its way. Okay, so I missed some stuff already. Great.
Dottore! In that case, I'll take some time for myself now. Squall and Fury!
Music in this game's always been a banger.
You dare to gaze upon me?
Okay,
Dare to mess with me?
right here. I see the dwarf. Another archer. Okay, so
Too late for regrets.
and an archer. Great. No new
Have
weapons.
fun with this gift.
Come on. Like it doesn't even look like it's
Scaramouche. The mere fact of your
Doesn't
utility
combat
does
either.
not make you indestructible.
Okay. Looks like his soul is on fire. Wow, they did get straight to the code parts here. Okay, so we're gonna be typing this out in my. Give me a second. I can type this out in my Discord. Give me a second here as I type this out for some of my friends on Discord for them. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Okay. A-R-A-U 6 N-V-N-P-V. Right? A-R-A-U 6 F-N-B-N-P-V. All right. That one's done. Get that one's over with.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Genshin Impact version 3.3 special program. I'm your host, Sarah Miller-Cruz, the voice of Lumine in Genshin Impact. And today I'm joined by...
Max, the one and only middleman voice of
They've
the
been
one and
using
only
a lot more of her
Arataki Ito.
During these,
And I'm Patrick Pedraza,
event things.
voice of the Wanderer. But up until now, travelers have only known me as Scaramouche, and everyone's been battling me in the game lately.
Yeah,
Scaramouche,
that's true.
Scaramouche.
But to be fair, it's a really cool fight.
It's a really cool fight.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I'm super excited to have the chance to share some upcoming content with everyone. What did you all think about that trailer?
Okay, so I
missed some
definitely
of it.
saw Irminsul in there, and I am really excited to find out more about it.
Yeah, that trailer had everything. It had everything. It had action. It had drama. It was lighthearted in places, but it was dramatic.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just super stoked for everyone to see Scaramouche's, backstory. I'm super excited about it, for reals.
Heck yeah.
Well, speaking of that, following the story's development, Scaramouche is still in Nahida's custody. So I bet the question everyone's wanting to know is how he'll become the Wanderer.
Yeah, for
Exactly.
sure. And there's quite a story behind that. If you're interested, then be sure to play through the Archon Quest interlude chapter, Inversion of Genesis. There is so much to learn in this quest, so I hope everyone checks it out.
It's not a part
Oh,
one
come
and part
on, man.
two.
You can't just leave everyone hanging like that. How about some hints? Come on, please. Please.
All right. How can I
Yes.
say no to a cute chibi Ito?
You can't.
Here's a little preview from the quest.
Cringe. It's cool.
We ran into two people at the academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. From what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Okay.
Pretty rad.
Wait, why are they talking about Tatarasuna?
Sabotage.
I guess we'll have to see.
Interesting.
It is interesting, though, to see the Traveler, Nahida, and Scaramouche all together so peacefully like that.
Yeah.
But in this interlude chapter, Nahida will task the Traveler and Paimon with keeping an eye on Scaramouche while we go with him into Irminsul in search of some information.
Oh, interesting.
Irminsul's
So
still
obviously Nahida must have
Maybe
some reason
turned
for
off, but
deciding
not
to keep
off.
Scaramouche around.
Oh, yeah, totally. And I'm liking Scaramouche's new style. Ooh, dude's looking sharp.
Heck yeah, always. No, right. And at this point, he's known by a
Wanderer
completely
changed here.
different
There we
name,
go.
the Wanderer. I love that name.
Okay, so I know I'm not the only one who's curious about what happened. I mean, it looks like he's really changed a lot.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm afraid that's all we can show for now. Travelers will have to experience the story for themselves in-game. I mean, it's better to explore the storyline without too many spoilers, right?
True.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, we'll leave the rest for travelers to discover themselves. But the Wanderer is
I'm looking
also
forward
going
to
to be
that.
a new playable character in version 3.3. So let's talk about that. I'm sure many of our viewers are curious about his talents.
Heck yeah, sure thing. Let's have a look at the Wanderer
All right,
in
let's see.
combat.
Let's see if this guy's bringing anything.
There's
new
no need
the
to
table.
exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
The wind rises.
Okay.
Bow your head.
Yeah, it looks all fancy now, but come on, like, give me some technical reasons why this kid should be in my roster of characters.
All right, Patrick, you're up. Help introduce the Wanderer for us.
Sure thing.
He's
The
still cheeky.
Wanderer is a catalyst user and has an animo vision, so he uses wind blades to perform ranged normal attacks.
Wait a second, wind blades?
Not the same as the Traveler's wind blade, though.
Okay.
So, as everyone probably
It
already
sounds like
noticed,
it.
the Wanderer can hover in the air when he casts his elemental skill. Upon using his elemental skill, he will first deal AoE damage before leaping into the air and entering a hovering state. So, while hovering, the Wanderer's normal and
That's
charge
cool,
attacks will
but-
be converted into Kugo Fushudan and Kugu Tofukai, respectively. The
Does
damage
it-
they
you
deal
move
in their
afterwards?
AoE will be increased. Their damage will be
can,
considered
okay.
normal and charge attack damage, respectively. Also, Kugu Tofukai will not consume stamina, and he can remain hovering for a certain duration.
That's so awesome. He can fly.
Yeah, but the
I
hovering
know,
really
right?
doesn't do anything
But
for your
he can't
combat,
stay
now,
hovering
does it?
forever. While hovering, the Wanderer constantly consumes Kuguryoku points to maintain his hovering state, which is the blue meter you see on the screen. Even if he doesn't move or attack, hovering will still consume Kuguryoku points.
Okay.
So
So you
this
can maybe
mechanic
get
works a
places,
little differently than our typical stamina meter.
Probably a little bit
There
more
are
chal-
many
little more
possible
challenging,
actions the
easier with
Wanderer
this
can
guy.
perform while hovering in the air, which all rely on Kuguryoku points rather than stamina. So, for example, sprinting mid-air will consume additional Kuguryoku points to accelerate mid-air, and holding the sprint button will cause persistent point consumption to maintain speed. So, this effect will replace his default sprint. Jumping expends extra Kuguryoku points to increase hovering height. Holding jump will cause persistent Kuguryoku point consumption to keep increasing hovering height. Of course, running out of points will end his hovering
So you
state.
can go up and you
Oh,
go
okay.
forward.
So travelers will need to
Question is
plan their actions
That I
while
might have
hovering.
missed it.
Exactly.
Do you get
So,
it
with
by
his
combat,
talent, Jade
getting
Claimed
points,
Flower,
or you
when
just get it
casting his
naturally?
elemental skill, if it contacts Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, that instance of the skill will receive a corresponding buff effect
there's no
depending on which
combination
element
still
was
with
contacted. So, for example, increasing his Kuguryoku points cap, attack, crit rate or restoring the set amount of energy upon hitting opponents with a normal or charged attack. The Wanderer can have up to 2 different kinds of these buffs simultaneously.
Ooh.
Oh, look, check that out. Part of the halo behind him changes color depending on the buffs you get. So travelers will be able to easily understand what effects the Wanderer currently has.
I like that. It's helpful and still looks really cool.
Yeah.
So after unlocking another talent, Gales of Reverie, when the Wanderer is in the hovering state, if his normal or charged attack hits an enemy, there is a set chance to gain another buff effect, allowing him to sprint midair without consuming Kuguryoku points. Additionally, this buff effect will fire wind arrows to attack the enemy.
Ooh.
Oh, dope. I'm sure extra buff effects like that will go a long way for players when they're in combat.
Yeah, for sure. And if you've noticed, there's a colorful aura of light around his body to indicate when that buff effect is triggered.
That's pretty cool. I love all the detail they've put into the Wanderer.
All right, this brings us to the Wanderer's elemental burst.
Sweet! Yay!
So, check this out.
Very, very
Upon unleashing his burst, he compresses the atmosphere and stomps it down toward the enemy. So, travelers should note that if the Wanderer is in a hovering state when he unleashes his burst, then the hovering state will end and he will begin descending after the burst is completed.
Okay, this stomping animation is a little aggressive.
Yeah, but it's cool.
I know, and it actually suits his character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't help but agree.
Do you make it stronger if you have
Wait.
more
Let's not forget about the exploration talent.
Ah, yes. This is an interesting one. The Wanderer can decrease the mora required when ascending bows and catalysts.
Hey now, you can never complain about saving Mora, am I right?
Okay, that's true. All right, now that we've seen the Wanderer, let's move on to the next new character. Are you ready?
They need to do
I'm
one
ready.
It
Yay!
helps you with jib. Like when you do jib. No one's doing that yet.
What did you say?
No one helps you.
I'm old
like,
now,
maybe get, like,
so
more than
every
one
other
gem
phrase
when you
escapes
do-
my ears.
when you do
Try calling me
combinations
Madam Farozan,
or when you
and I'll
make
see if
or
I can
drop
pick that
or
up.
Whatever. They do one for jib.
Huh? What is it that you would like to learn more about? Different forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms? The base layer design of elemental monuments? Huh. Wait. Did you forget to call me Madam Farozan just now when you asked your question? Whoa! What? There's nothing wrong with being afraid of thunder, even at an older age.
Oh, she sounds
gosh.
sassy.
Older?
I know.
Yeah, and smart too.
She seems so awesome.
She's fun.
I wonder what her skirt's made
I
out
know,
of.
her design
no
is
idea
so cool and
anything
really
about this
detailed.
character.
I love it.
But she sounds
So
like
even
a
though she looks
prima donna.
super young, she's
Don't like
actually
that.
an old
Prima
person?
donna.
Like, where's my teeth?
Well, she's not that old.
I
Oh,
don't know,
right.
could've fooled me.
Faruzan's age is probably still nothing compared to Scaramouche.
Mm-hmm. But let's call him the Wanderer, Sarah, please.
Okay, you know who I meant. Actually, now that I think about it, yokai can also live a really long time too.
That's right, yeah, no, and speaking of age, isn't the traveler's
he a
age
yokai?
also kind of mysterious?
Mm-hmm, that's true. It looks like all of our characters are intriguing. But it's safe to say that Faruzan is way older than most people in Teyvat. Faruzan works in the Academia's Haravatat Darshan and has been a hairbod, which roughly means mentor, for over a century.
So I bet everyone out there is wondering if she's also some kind of creature blessed with long life, you know? Like Klee?
Your
No,
doll?
she's actually just your regular, typical human being.
Oh.
Well, maybe not so typical.
But so she's
About
not
100
regular.
years ago, Faruzan was an undisputed genius, traveling all around Sumeru and solving many puzzles and mysteries. The notes she left behind eventually became the basis of mechanical research for later generations.
Whoa, she sounds pretty amazing.
But later, she accidentally stumbled into some ruins while trying to solve a puzzle. There, she encountered some strange phenomenon which stopped her from aging, and was trapped there for nearly 100 years.
Woo!
She eventually solved the puzzle and was able to finally return to Sumeru.
All right.
Can you imagine being
That's
trapped in a
even,
puzzle for
okay,
100
yeah,
years?
do anything that-
Oh, wait.
their
So
storyline.
that's how she's been hairbod for over a century.
Yeah. And even now, she still has the pride of a
Hairbod.
scholar in her
Ugh,
heart and is a
it
very
sounds so
talented person. It's just that after being separated from the world for so long, she's kind of fallen behind the times now.
Oh, hey, I get what you mean. She was once a proud researcher in a niche field that has become unpopular after 100 years. So, is she still completely dedicated to her field?
Yep. And she often tries using her old age as a means of drumming up support for her ideas. However, I think she'd prefer to be complained about for using her seniority rather than garnering sympathy for her experience of being trapped in the ruins.
Yeah, sounds like she's quite the character.
I know, right? Okay, so now that we've covered her backstory, why don't we take a look at Faruzan's abilities in combat?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Fight,
let's see if
fight,
this actually
fight,
has some uniqueness to its archery.
100 years have passed, yet there hasn't been any change to those dumb rules at the academia. Dare to mess with me? Have fun with this gift!
Okay, what's this little dancing cubicle?
I love all the geometric shapes when she's playing. Did you guys see that?
Yes, there's
crazy.
so much
I
geometry.
did.
And I took
I
geometry.
saw
It
one
looks
thing.
so cool.
Ah, yeah.
So, Faruzan is an animo character, and she wields a bow as her weapon. Her normal attacks are the usual bow attacks you'd expect from a bow user, so there's not too much to say about that. But her skills are where things get interesting. Her elemental skill deploys a polyhedron that deals damage to enemies.
Pulls them
After
inward.
using her
That's
skill,
pretty
her
cool.
next aimed shot will become a special attack that creates a vortex, pulling nearby objects and opponents in.
Oh, nice. So she can clump enemies together.
And there's
Yes,
also
very,
another
very
thing
short
about her
window.
special charged attack. It will create a vortex effect at its point of impact, and if the attack hits an enemy or ally member, it'll apply a mark and create a vortex after a short delay.
Okay. So it looks like there will be a lot of potential uses for this attack.
enemies
Travelers will have to experiment with it
into
and see
one
what
of
they come up with.
Yeah, I think it'd be
into a
amazing
group.
to try hitting teammates with the arrow in co-op mode and have them charge into the enemies to group them all together. I'll have to see who wants to try that with me.
Hit one enemy, and the
After
rest of
unlocking the
enemies will
talent
be pulled into
Impetuous
a group.
Blow, the
Come on.
time required for fully charging
it looked like
Faruzan's
the
next
it
shot
actually
will be
worked with
reduced,
Please Bob.
and the arrow will
That's
reduce the
nice.
target enemy's animo resistance.
Right?
In her
Actually,
elemental
that's something
burst,
with Please
she
Bob.
deploys a dazzling
Good.
polyhedron and releases a whirlwind pulse. Throughout its duration, the dazzling polyhedron will continuously move along a triangular path. Once it reaches each corner of that triangular path, it will unleash one more whirlwind pulse.
Yeah, 1 minute she's here, the next she's gone for 100 years. Bada boom!
No.
Nyah, 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 nyah.
Even Sino's jokes are funnier than that.
It was pretty
All
funny.
right. Anyway, let's hear what effects these whirlwind pulses have.
Sure. When the whirlwind pulse hits opponents, it will decrease their animo resistance. It will also apply an animo damage buff effect to all nearby party members when it's unleashed. Travelers should note that the effective range of this buff is quite large, and it's not just within the whirlwind pulse itself, so there's no need to go chasing the polyhedron. After unlocking her talent, Lost Wisdom of the Seven Caverns, when a team member uses normal, charged, or plunging attacks, elemental skills, or elemental bursts to deal animo damage to an enemy, the damage will
it looks like
increase
this is
based on
dancing around, not
Faruzan's
even
base.
hitting the enemies right now.
This effect can only be triggered once
literally
for a
not
certain
even
duration of
hitting the
time.
enemy.
Oh, so it seems she'll be the solid support.
Yeah.
Totally. And as a researcher of mechanics and puzzles, Faruzan has taken it upon herself to explore many ruins, with her travels taking her all across Sumeru. Her exploration talent reflects this, and she gains more rewards when dispatched on a Sumeru expedition for 20 hours.
I'm sure no other mentor in Haravatat has 100 years of experience in solving puzzles.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's pretty hard to beat.
Mhm.
So, the big question is, when can travelers expect to get these new characters?
That is a good question. Let's talk about the upcoming event wishes. In the early part of version 3.3, the Wanderer and Arataki Ito will be available via their own event
Right.
wishes. Faruzan will also be making her
First point
debut in these event
of
wishes.
this is Arataki
In the later part
and the
of version
Wanderer.
3.3, we'll be
And
seeing
the
rerun
Raiden
event
Shogun
wishes for both the
and
Raiden Shogun and Kamisato Ayato.
Kamisato?
And
Wow,
last but not
that'd
least,
be-
the new 5-star catalyst, Tule Tula's Remembrance, will be appearing in a new weapon event wish.
And that's not all.
Oh,
In
not
version
new bow?
3.3, 2 brand new artifact series will become available. So travelers should be sure to check out the corresponding domain.
Woo! More artifacts!
All right.
I hope travelers
Yay,
will have
more
fun experimenting
farming.
and trying new combinations with these.
Yeah.
Okay, we've already talked about a ton of new content, so why don't we take a quick break with another redemption code?
Sounds good. Roll
Maybe
out
you
the
should help us-
code.
maybe you should give us something like more resin cap per week or per day. God given. All right. NS BD 6 EP 7Z. All right, get that down. You guys in the chat. Put this up here. Remember, probably watch it later this week. Make sure I got it right. In B D6 EP S77Z. I'm not digging this. Whatever this music is.
Welcome back to the version 3.3 special program. Okay, Patrick, what do we have
is
next?
that?
So next, we'll be covering the upcoming events for the new version.
Bro,
That's right.
I'm
We've already
hyped for that
mentioned the
sword.
Test of Courage event, and I'm sure plenty of you were wondering about that, so let's start there.
Aha! You must be here to participate in the Test of Courage. I can already see a dark aura surrounding the two of you. If you carelessly go running into the event, all it'll take is one little misstep,
Another test
and
of
the
courage?
darkness will swallow you up. Some strange and unusual things may occur along the way. If you ever feel you can't handle it, you may withdraw from the event at any time. This is your last chance. I'll count it down. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Test of Courage. Enter at your own risk.
That
Okay.
was pretty interesting.
But I like the store. It looks like a fan. Looks like an Oni fan.
Yeah,
Not
I
a
mean,
fan.
it is a
Umbrella,
test of
umbrella.
courage, so I'm sure there'll be some
sword.
scary stuff
Bro,
going
that
on
sword looks
there.
actually kinda
I
like
ain't
dope.
scared.
Anyway, to successfully clear this event, we'll be facing a series of little tests.
Ooh, what's this? Tests, you say?
Yes, that's right. Word has it that if you walk around the test of courage, you might find yourself encountering a special sort of game. We've already got the rules down, so I'll do a quick introduction. Basically, travelers will have to control a bouncing bar to bounce a ball and use skill ball effects to break as many bricks as possible.
Okay, I'm liking this one. Seems pretty straightforward.
During the game, travelers will be able to
Okay,
trigger
a little
elemental
weird, but you know,
reactions
hey,
to
I'm
break
down for
bricks more
this.
effectively.
Nice! It even has elemental reactions.
Yeah, we can control the character to move the bar. When the character
you
we're
switch the
using is either
character, it gets
pyro,
the
hydro,
element.
cryo, or electro, the corresponding element will be applied to the bar. By switching characters, you can change the element of the bar.
Okay, all the pieces are falling in place now. The bar can infuse a certain element, and the blocks also have their own elements. So causing a skill ball of one element to hit blocks of different elements will trigger elemental reactions. There, how'd I do?
Yep, you nailed it. The bar will add the element corresponding to your character. Besides triggering reactions the way you just mentioned,
ball, though.
if a skill ball is already infused by an element and it hits the bar, it will also trigger a reaction, causing the skill ball to have some additional effects. When preparing
More
your team,
small
you can
spot
equip
game.
modifiers to
I like
receive
them.
various
They're
buff
nice.
effects, which will help you successfully clear the
I don't
challenge.
really see how it's supposed to be.
Also, when there are less than a certain
fear
amount of
kind of
bricks on the
thing, though.
board, and the ball lands another hit, the bar will unleash fireworks.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah. Travelers can utilize this effect to break some bricks that would normally be difficult to hit directly.
It's like a bonus attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
So, travelers will need to select characters of the right elements, equip the appropriate modifiers, and use different elemental reactions to break bricks and score more points.
And then travelers will be able to use their points to exchange for rewards in the event shop, correct?
That's right. Also, travelers will have the option of teaming up and playing the event together in co-op mode.
Oh, looks like a lot of fun.
I'm actually
super
down for
fun.
co-op mode.
Yeah,
I'm
in
down for
addition to
co-op
this
mode.
minigame, the Test of Courage storyline will also contain more challenges. Travelers will even have a chance to meet with some good friends again, so be sure to check out this new event. All right, let's move on to our next event.
Okay, so next up, we have a race event called Across the Wilderness. Your objective, collecting balloons.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Hey.
Seems like the Wanderer's abilities might come in real handy here.
I know, right?
So, in this
Yeah, but
event,
I like
each
this little
stage
mini
will
game.
have wilderness balloons scattered all around. Travelers will need to find as many wilderness balloons as possible within the time limit to earn increasingly better rewards. So during the challenge, travelers will be able to utilize their character's skills and talents.
Like, why can't
So
I keep
it'll be
little
important to
mini games
assemble
like
the
this
right
as
team
challenges
depending on the
throughout the
traits
day?
and
I-
terrain of the
I go
challenge
somewhere,
area.
I hit a
Oh,
challenge and this
interesting.
event
Yeah,
comes
so
up.
travelers can
Why does
also
it
use
be a
something called the
one-time event?
Wilderness Compass to obtain various buffs, which include enhanced jumping capabilities, increased movement speed, or unlimited stamina, etc.
Ooh, cool.
However, you can only claim one buff during each challenge. You must consume Blessed Energy to use the compass and gain the selected buff. You may charge the compass up by finding wilderness balloons or interacting with Blessed Energy in the challenge. Or you can always wait for the compass to passively charge over
That's a pain in
time.
the ass.
Yo, this event looks pretty crazy. It's almost like watching parkour.
Yeah, there are two different kinds of wilderness balloons in these challenges. The first is harvest balloons,
always
which
crazy
will
when you see
increase the
someone-
overall
the-
progress
whoever's
of your
playing
search
this
for
game
wilderness
or
balloons.
the video
The other kind
play
is
it.
sonar balloons,
Tell that they're
which
not
will
very good at
cause
it.
several harvest balloons to appear around you for a set amount of time.
That's awesome.
So there will be 5 stages available for this event, and travelers will need to consider the conditions and
man,
terrain
that's-
of each stage
that's all over
to
the
come up with
place.
the best way to complete it. Also, travelers may team up in co-op mode for challenges.
Ooh, more chances to play together. I love it.
Yeah, same. Okay, let's move on to our next event.
Yes, but it's not
Everyone's favorite game of
long,
hide and seek is back with the Wind Trace event.
co-op
And of
event.
course, this is going to be another co-op event, and I, for one, am super excited for it.
There's nothing like a good co-op. Many of you might already be
actually kinda
familiar
good
with
at
this
this game.
event by
Not gonna
now,
lie, I'm
but
actually
there have
kinda
been a few
fucking good at
changes.
this game.
Let me
This
introduce
game right
what
here,
travelers can
game,
expect to see
down for this.
this time around. We can probably skip some of the basics this time. You know, players either hide or seek. And then...
Okay, wait a second. There actually might be some new travelers out there who've never seen this event before.
Ah.
So why don't you start with some of the basics?
Right, good point. Okay, let's start at the beginning then. This is a game with a long history in Mondstadt. Travelers will be split into 2 different sides, the Rebels and the Hunter. You will need to use skills and master the art of hiding or chasing down others to win this event. The goal of the Hunter is to
Last
capture
was
all the
actually kind of a bit of
rebels,
a
while the
challenge, though.
rebels
Not gonna
run
lie.
or use other means to keep themselves from getting caught by the Hunter.
Okay, that's straightforward enough.
I know
So
exactly
what
where
else
to
you
hide
got
in
for
this
us?
stage. Last time
Well,
this stage was
some travelers may
unplayable.
remember playing as the
Boy,
rebels and getting caught early
couldn't
in the
be
game.
found.
Once that would happen, all you could do was spectate and watch the rest as the others continue playing. But this time around, once you're caught, you'll still be able to participate in the match even in observer mode.
Okay,
Ooh.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
pretty cool.
interesting.
Once you're in observer mode, you can't be seen by other players and will receive the illusory beacon skill. This skill will allow you to place a random beacon to confuse the hunter. If your beacon
Hey,
successfully tricks the hunter and is destroyed, then the hunter will suffer an obscured vision effect.
So even after you've been captured, you can be like a little ghost, trying to help your teammates by disrupting the hunter.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Might be a little annoying.
And at least you won't have to
Everybody's
sit there
gonna
and
be-
just watch
gonna
the
be
rest of the
making
match
it hard
anymore.
for the sneakers,
Exactly, but
whatever,
what does the
find out.
hunter get this time? I mean, we gotta keep it fair.
Some new windward arts have been added for both the hunter and the rebels. The hunter will now be able to use the hunter's net. This net can be thrown and will remove any rebel disguises within its range, and will notify the hunter that a rebel was detected. If a beacon is caught in the net, it'll be destroyed and the hunter will not suffer from obscured vision.
Nice. So I guess if you love playing Hunter, you'll probably love this.
Oh yeah, you
Okay,
definitely
so-
should.
You would
The
not
skill
forget
rebels
this
used in
by
previous
the
versions of the
track, or
game to
the-
place
the
beacons
fake
can
out.
now only be used by players in observer mode. However, the rebels will be able to use an all-new concealing beacon skill. This skill will allow you to deploy a beacon for a set duration and remain invisible while you're around that beacon. All players, including your rebel teammates, will be unable to see you while you're invisible. If the concealing beacon is destroyed by the hunter, then the hunter will have their vision obscured for a short time. Sounds pretty fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you end up being
So,
captured by
you
the
can
hunter
run
at the
through
start
it.
of the
I'm sure you
game,
go back- go
you'll still be able to
invisible,
participate and assist your
but-
teammates. And did I mention Primo gems and other rewards? The good stuff. So be sure to check it out.
The only reason
Oh,
why
that's
most people play
awesome.
this little mini
Seriously,
game.
I can't wait to play with friends.
But always use
Okay,
this stuff.
our
Give
next
people Primo
event
gems in the
is
game,
a
so-
combat-based event.
Time for some combat!
Whoop, whoop.
In a forbidden place warded by dust and sand, mysterious foes have assembled lines of fortifications to stop
Misty
your coming.
Dungeon Realms of Spare. Forbidden place, one of
That's
the
right,
best
a new
defense
edition of
foes.
Misty Dungeon will arrive in version
Stop you
3.3.
single teams, punching
Stoked.
through the
But this
defenses
time
to
around,
defeat all
there will be a
foes
total
in
of
your
7
path.
trials with different themes awaiting you in the Misty Dungeon. Each has a different leyline disorder, and travelers will have to adjust their teams according to the disorder's effects and the distribution of enemies. There will also be trial characters for you to select from as well. After entering the domain, travelers will need to go and complete 3 challenges to collect ancient runes. After collecting power from 3 ancient runes, we can power up the control array and proceed to the final challenge. Also, throughout the trial, additional benediction mechanisms and challenges will appear. Travelers may choose to interact with these to increase the leyline disorder's effects or revive and heal your team.
You know, if it were up to me, I'd say just go for all the challenges.
I know, but
does happen every
travelers
now and
should
then.
keep
It's
in
not like
mind that the
stuff
challenge
comes
objective
rare,
for
but it
each
does
trial
happen every now and
might
then.
be different, so be sure to check the objective and aim for that while proceeding. In terms of rewards, travelers can look forward to winning Primo gems and other various prizes. Yes.
Ooh, I like prizes.
And last but not least, version 3.3 will also have leyline overflow events. Travelers can look forward to saving their resin and earning more Mora and experience books.
Nice, that's awesome. That'll be great for all the travelers out there still leveling up all their new characters. And even if you don't need those resources now, it's always good to stock up and have more on hand, am I right?
Yeah. So, travelers looking to upgrade their characters won't want to miss this.
Yeah, I mean, this is all good stuff.
In addition to the new version's limited time events, version 3.3 will also be adding a new permanent game mode called Genius Invocation TCG.
Genius Invocation TCG!
Totally ready for
But
this.
before we get into that, let's take another quick break and enjoy a redemption code.
Come on!
Yay!
Slap that code on the screen!
All right. E.T. phone home. Not SUPB765. There we go. Pretty sure that's the third one. Probably the last thing we're going to talk about tonight is going to be the card game, which I am totally down for. And totally down for this card game, which I'm glad they're doing a long longevity one. We'll be doing just like one short, quick one. Alright, get those 3 to them. Make sure I get the both of them.
Welcome back, everyone. During our journey into VAT, we've stumbled across several NPCs talking about a game called Genius Invocation TCG. So next, we'll introduce this card game that's been taking to VAT by storm. In the version 3.1 special program, we already revealed that Genius Invocation TCG will be a card game where we can challenge various characters and NPCs or battle against your friends. But there is actually a legend behind this game. It is said that a young guy in Sumeru found an ancient casket of tomes in the attic. He opened it and discovered that the soul of an ancient TCG player called the Crocodile King had been captured inside.
What a name.
Crocodile King?
It turns out that the Crocodile King was King Deshret's viceroy, who battled an opponent named the Ibis King. During the match,
Why does it
the
sound like
Crocodile
Yu-Gi-Oh?
King fell prey to his opponent's scheme and was sealed away in the casket of tomes.
Why does it sound like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Ouch, game over.
After being unexpectedly released by the kid, the Crocodile King possesses him and helps him to gradually climb the ranks to becoming a legendary TCG player.
Nice. Hang on, is it just me, or does that kind of sound like the plot to a light novel or something?
You're right. It turns out that Yai Publishing House is about to release a hit light novel series based on Genius Invocation TCG.
Okay, now this is starting to sound like a plug for Yai Publishing House.
Maybe. But anyway, that's the legend on how Genius Invocation TCG came to be. Though it's probably just a story they came up with for marketing the game.
So while you were telling us about the story, I was over here researching the rules to the game. Basically, Genius Invocation TCG is a game where you use a constructed deck of cards to duel against an opponent. The objective is to defeat all of your opponent's character cards.
That's right.
Also, there are many features and mechanics in the game that resonate with Genshin Impact's gameplay, so it shouldn't be too hard for players to get the hang of.
Right, I even saw some elemental reactions in the gameplay.
Yup, a constructed deck must contain character cards. And as you might expect, these character cards have a normal attack, an elemental skill, and an elemental burst. So when a character card deals elemental damage to an enemy, it will cause them to be affected by that element. Then, you can switch to a character card of a different element and use their abilities to trigger an elemental reaction.
Wait, did you guys notice that there are even monster character cards? Can we even make a deck of, like, just the monsters from the game?
You're really getting into this, Max.
Heck yeah, I am! I like card games!
Who doesn't?
So in Genius Invocation TCG, all actions require you to spend elemental dice. Each round, both you and your opponent will roll 8 elemental dice. Each of these elemental dice can have any one of 8 elemental attributes.
Hold on, but there's only 7 elements in the world of Teyvat.
You're right. So in addition to the 7 standard elements, there's also one called the Omni element. The elemental dice required for a character card to perform an action correspond to the character's element. So, for example, a Pyro character like Diluc needs either Pyro or Omni elemental dice to perform an action. Clear now?
Yep, crystal clear.
Also, elemental dice can be used to switch characters or play a variety of other cards, such as equipment cards, event cards, and support cards. All these cards create the potential for a variety of strategies.
Right. While playing Genius Invocation TCG, travelers can earn player experience, which will increase your player level. As your level increases, you'll be able to challenge more characters and NPCs. By completing challenges, you may earn lucky coins, new cards, or other rewards. Lucky coins can be exchanged in the event shop for cards, or can even unlock dynamic skins for certain cards.
Dynamic skins? Those are cards that have moving illustrations, right?
That's right. All character cards can unlock a dynamic skin. After unlocking that, there'll even be a cool bonus animation whenever you cast that character's elemental burst.
Cool.
And if you're confident in your TCG skills, you can also invite a friend to duel. After reaching a high enough player level, you'll even unlock a matchmaking mode. So be sure to give it a try.
Travelers should note that playing against your friends or other travelers won't count towards any leaderboards or provide any rewards. So you can relax. It's all just for fun. Okay, that's everything we have for Genius Invocation TCG, and that brings us to the end of today's special program. So, what did you think?
Why does it have to be over? There's so much that this version has to offer.
Yeah, I can't even take it all in right now. I'm just super stoked to be part of this. I think I just gained some Kuguryoku points just doing this whole thing, so.
Man, the new characters look cool.
I know, what about Scaramouche hovering? Like, that's insane.
I know, that's awesome.
That's super dope.
That's awesome, and I cannot wait to play in some of these events and mini games. I'm super excited.
I'm looking forward to the
This was so fun. I'm really glad that we got to do the special program together.
I'm so happy I got to come back for another special program. This is my third time being on one of these, and I can't wait for number 4. I'm counting.
I'm so happy. This is my first one, so thank you for having me.
Doesn't it feel good?
Yes.
Doesn't it feel good to feel special?
Seriously, I'm
Do
just
you
like,
feel special?
I really do. Thank you.
Though, so that's gonna be kind of like
well,
side story
I think this is the end of our special program. So I hope everyone enjoyed it, and we'll see you in game. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
See you later.
and just abruptly stop right there. So this was a 40-minute event. 40 minutes to get through that so quickly. All right, so next story is going to be about him, about the Wanderer, and how he's become a good guy. I guess he's still not totally detached from his old god form and some of the Fatui. I'm imagining there still has some kind of control over him and how we're gonna unattach him, get some information on the world tree or the knowledge tree, I would call it. Nothing on your siblings still. No pushing progressing of that storyline. So that kind of sucks. The two next characters, I wouldn't mind having them, right? But it's another one of those things where they're not really bringing anything significant to the board where they're gonna be having like, man, this would change my entire combat of my groups of the characters I play. There's nothing new coming to this where it's gonna be I need these characters to do things that I couldn't do before. I can do all the things without needing them at all. But if I get them, sure, take them. But it's not gonna be like I got to have them. I have to have them. All right, honestly, more Oritaki, but then again, they treat Geo garbage. Let's make sure I get the audio. Next, yeah. But yeah, they treat Geo like garbage, and they don't give Geo the actual love they deserve. They should treat Geo like any other element with any other characters. Let's say wind with earth, you got sandstorm. Water with earth, you got dirt. You got like a mudslide or like a wave slowing down the enemy. Wind with, let's say, fire tornadoes, fire. You already do that. Sorry, now I gotta get a point here. Let's see. Earth with wind, sand. Earth with fire, lava. Earth with water, mudslide. Earth with let's see, ice. Let's see, we've got to do earth with ice. I think we came up with earth with ice, but I can't think of what it was during the podcast. My podcast, Bare Thoughts. We did it like a couple months back. Let's see, you got earth with electric, maybe magnetism. Magnetism are pretty cool. Like, you hit somebody with with earth, when they electrify, it pulls all the enemies together. So it gruesome more. I guess the only thing I can think with earth is just harden, either harden earth or maybe it hits them harder. Maybe it slows them down. I don't really quite know what earth with ice is the only one I couldn't think of when it comes to combinations. There's a lot of ways to work with Geo, but they just refuse to do anything with Geo other than make Geo work with Geo. I'm saying Geo because my dog's name is Geo, but it's not spelled the same way. So yeah, I am not too ecstatic with this. With this right here, I would much rather some more things. Try to see if there's any elements I missed. Fire, wind, water, electric, and so yeah, I think that's all 5 of them. And of course, Geo itself, but I'm not gonna count that. So yeah, I look forward to the mini games. But that's sad when that's one of the things you're looking for is mini games and not the actual game itself and what it's bringing new to the game for longevity. The card game's a longevity thing, which they say is a permanent thing. So I'm totally down for that. But nothing else was permanent. Everything else was small little mini games or returning mini games, and then they're gonna be gone for good. With Primo gems, like I said, there's thousands of ways to get in Primos, get gems in this game. I didn't make a video on disproving all the things that people said online about how this game is trash. But yeah. So that is gonna be it. For those who watch the VOD, I do appreciate it. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Give me your thoughts and your opinions whether or not you're looking forward to this thing. You think it'd be good? You think the characters actually gonna bring anything significant to the games where they can make some actual ground, some standing points, and why they're feasible or viable, whatever you want to call it? Leave that description down below. Be sure to let your friends know about my channel. You want to check any of my other videos? Please sure to check them out. Please do. I appreciate it as always. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye.
want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry.